Thank you, Sean. Thank you for everyone at Icon Coaching.
Simon, congratulations, man. You know what that is?
That's winning.
It's winning, baby. I love it when you're winning. That's fantastic.
I got 2 under contract, so that's like 2.8 million in 2 weeks.
You've got to take control of your production to make sure that you're making more money, your bank account balance is rising, that your net worth is increasing, and that's what we want to see happen.
So that they can save the listing.
Which I'm really, really thankful for, Sean. Thank you.
See everyone coming on board. Welcome to Icon Coaching's webinar.
Hello and welcome everyone to our webinar. Gang, we are going to show you how to absolutely crush it today with for sale by owners and expired listings. Plus, we're going to let you in on how to really communicate with these people leveraging social media at the same time, believe it or not. So, gang, I am excited. I've got the Rob Daniel, who's the CEO of Icon Coaching, who's just going to He's just going to open the Komodo for you guys today. He's not going to hold any punches back. He's going to give you the best of the best, proven best practices as it relates to identifying and then earning the business of for sale by owners, expired listings. Chances are we might get into some circle prospecting, notice of default strategies today as well. And we've got the Curtis Fenn with RedX, you guys. These are data service providers who do recognize that there are some challenges with TCPA right now, and they're shifting, they're moving, they're helping you connect with these people, leveraging social media as well. So, hey, if they're zigging, we get to zag, and we're going to identify and earn the business of those prospects in the marketplace today, guys. So without any further delay, Mr. Rob Daniel. And Rob, I just want you to take humility. I want you to throw it out the window for a second. I want you to brag about your results as it relates to working for sale by owners, expired listings, and what you have been able to accomplish with that strategy.
Take it away. I'm really a humble guy. You know that, Sean. I mean, I don't. Yeah. Well, listen, guys, thank you for being here. I trust that today we're going to give you some tips, and we're going to give you some things about for sale by owners and about expireds on hopefully that you can carry right out with you. I'm going to actually give you the scripts of actually going after a for sale by owner or going after an expired, and hopefully time will permit that I'm actually going to give you the script of whenever you go into the house, not only to get the for sale by owner, for example, but what do you say or what do you do when you are inside of the house? I've been in the business for 36 years. And I had the good fortune whenever I sold real estate. My first year in the business, I sold 53 houses. Okay. And I want you to understand, I understood expireds and for sale by owners from day one. I had a great broker. I had a great company, and they stressed listings, listings, listings. Every one of us have heard that before. Listings are the name of the game. It's time to put that in action. So I didn't want to work any Sundays. Okay, that was my big deal. I said, nope, never going to work Sundays in this business. And by the way, I haven't. I've never worked Sundays in real estate in the last 36 years. And the only way that I knew to do that was to list houses, because buyers are going to want me to show property all the time on Sundays. And so I took in expireds and for sale by owners right from the very beginning. And I actually listed 102 houses my first year, 72 of those being expireds and for sale by owners. And that's how I sold 53 houses my first year in the business. Now, a lot of those were taken at the very end of the year, so they fell into the following year. So, I did real well as far as the percentage goes. But that's the whole key to making it and really dominating the business. And by the way, here's what I've always said. Expireds, would all of us agree that expireds want to sell their house? Yes or no? Just shake your head, all those that I can see. Thank you. For sale owners want to sell their house. Yes or no? Yes. We're realtors that sell houses. Yes or no? Yeah. What a great match. But yet we don't really want to call them, or we call them for about a week and we get somebody to be ugly to us and we say, oh, that doesn't work for me. I'm going to help you today where you don't. And by the way, as we go along all the way, I did sell 120 houses a year for 4 years straight, and I sold it in 4.5 days a week. Didn't work Sundays, worked a half a day Saturday, and golfed every Friday. Okay. I'm not as good a golfer as Sean Kokoska, but I can hold my own. And so, but here's what I would say to you. How many of you would love to sell 50, 75, or 100 houses a year in 4.5 days a week? Anybody? Anybody? Okay, there you go. So Sean, I'm going to turn it back over to you if you want to take this back over. I think I've said what I want to say, but by the way, I'm here to help you and show you how you can at least start listing 1 to 2 expireds, 1 to 2 for sale by owners every month, and have at least 24 sales by the end of the year with expireds and for sale by owners. Eric?
Yeah, let's go over to Eric. Take it away, Eric. Thanks for being patient too, by the way. I saw your hand up for a while. You're on mute, so go ahead and unmute yourself. And I want to hear what you have to say, my friend. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, sorry about that. I didn't mean to know where my house. I raised my hand. However, 2 things a month sounds fantastic. I can't wait to hear exactly how you can do it. I've been tackling this for FSBOs for about a year. Expired's only about a couple of weeks. So, you know, I'm in the rhythm. I'm doing the work, but the results haven't happened yet. So I'm real eager to hear what you have to say to get me to the next level. Thank you.
Very
No,
good.
my pleasure, Eric. And thank you for saying that. So everybody, do me a favor real quick. I want you to jot down your average gross commission income within your market area. How much do you make per transaction on average before company dollar? Is it 7,500? Is it 10 grand? Is it 20 grand? Whatever your number is, considering where you specialize in selling real estate, what is your average GCI? Now, do me a favor, open up your cell phone, open your calculator. Go ahead. Open your calculator. I want you to take that number, whatever that number is. Let's say mine is 12,500. Now I want you to multiply that times 24, whatever that is for you. Let me ask, how many of you guys kind of like that number that you see right there? Now, by the way, if you're not currently calling for sale by owners and expired listings, that number would be in addition to what you're already doing. And there's 1,000 things you can do to generate leads. The nice thing about FSBOs and expired listings, gang, they've already raised their hand. They said, I want to sell this house. Now it's up to you to sell them on you. Now, I was on a training today for Accelerated Breakthrough, and I asked the group, I said, how many of you guys are salespeople? And everybody said, no, I'm not a salesperson. I'm a consultant. I'm an advisor, right? And I get that. We don't want to come across as a salesperson. Yet in real estate, what do you sell? And don't say real estate. What do you sell? What do you sell?
My services.
That's exactly right. You sell you. And that's the only selling you have to do in real estate is sell them and working with you. And then the house is going to sell itself, right? You're going to advise them. Once you sell them on you, you become a trusted advisor. You become a consultant through this process, right? Yet recognize every one of you are in sales. You sell yourself. You sell your service. And once that's done, then go to be that consultant, that trusted advisor. Okay, gang? So FSBO, by the way, is an acronym. Stands for fastest source of business opportunity. The fastest source of business opportunity. Gang, there was never a year that I didn't list at least 50 for sale by owners. That was our bread and butter. No doubt about it. I learned from the best. Diana Kokoska, scripts, dialogues. She's the queen of all that stuff. It's really, there's 3 things in which you can control when looking to focus on for sale by owners, expired listings. 3 things you can control. Many things outside of your control. I mean, you can't control their equity position. You can't control the location of their property, inventory in the market, buyer's credit score, buyer's cash position. You can't control any of those things. Yet you can control 3 things. You can control what you say, how you say it, and then how many people you say it to. And those are the 3 things I want you to focus on. Just those 3 things, because they're within your control. Those individuals who focus on things outside of control waste a lot of time, energy, money, resources. They give up instead of go up. They think if I'm going to be successful, it's going to be up to somebody else. No, I want you to take efficacy into your own hands, which is the control that you believe that you have on the outcome, and focus on what you can control. Imagine, and I shared this just a couple of days ago, if you're on this webinar and you heard this, well, you're going to hear it again. Okay. And if it upsets you, just hold your breath because it's going to be over real quick, and then go take a chill pill. Imagine you're a pitcher in a softball game. Okay. You're standing on the mound, right? And it's the bottom of the ninth. There's three balls and 2 strikes, bottom of the ninth. The score, your team is ahead 3-2. Okay. They've got a runner on first. There's 2 outs. Very important pitch. If you strike this batter out, it's a walk-off. You guys won the game. If this person hits it out of the park and hits a home run, you lose the game. So understanding the pressure that you're feeling, you're standing there on the mound, you're a little bit nervous, your hands are sweating. Where do you focus your energy? What do you focus on? Is it home plate? Do you focus on where the batter's doing his practice swings, right? Do you focus on the catcher's mitt, the umpire? Maybe you want to keep an eye on this person who's edging out just to steal second base right behind you, right? Where do you focus your energy? And here's my input. Focus only on what you can control. Focus. How do you stand on the mound? How deep do you go in your windup? What kind of spin are you going to put in the ball? Because the second that ball leaves your fingertips, gang, there's an infinite number of possibilities that can all occur, all of which are completely outside of your control. And how many times do you see realtors doing that in real estate? They focus on everything other than what they can control. And I'm here to tell you, gang, when you make the decision, you engage with what we're doing here. We've got a vision for your life that is so darn big. We want you to step into that here at Icon Coaching. We're going to teach you today what to say, how to say it. Then it's up to you to determine how many people you're going to say it to. Yeah, simple truth. And guys, I love simple. I absolutely love simple. Let me share with you my favorite riddle though first. My favorite riddle. What can you sit on, sleep on, and brush your teeth with? What can you sit on, sleep on, and brush your teeth with? Well, it's a chair, a bed, and a toothbrush. Did you make that more complicated maybe than it needed to be? Of course you did, because of your neuro associations to the word riddle. Oh, it's a riddle. It must be complicated. A lot of people look at business planning or calling for sale by owners or expired listings or setting enough appointments. Oh, if I'm going to be successful in real estate, it must be complicated. No, guys, simple. I love simple straight lines. And I'm going to make this real simple for you right now. I want you to lean in. How many of you guys want more appointments? Come on, raise your hands up nice and high for me. Come on. How many of you want more appointments? We all do. Yet here's the simple truth. In order to have more appointments, all you need to do is create more conversations. You don't need to say yes to the next shiny object. I mean, everything starts with list building. We get that. That's why we've invited RedX here, because they are the best in the business at providing you with the data to build your list. Right now, once you've got the list, it's a matter of creating as many conversations in a 24-hour period as you possibly can. And then you're going to do it again the next day, again the next day, again the next day. And the compounding effect of that is going to set your career on fire in a good way. By the way, if you're sitting there saying, oh, I'm not setting enough appointments per week to accomplish my financial needs or my goals, all you have to do is just time block the time, create more conversations. Right? Creating more conversations leads to more appointments, which leads to more contracts, which leads to more commission checks. So if you want more money, just simply reverse engineer it back to what you can control. It's the lead measures, guys, not the lag measures, that are going to make all the difference. So I'm going to get off the soapbox. So they're like, finally, Sean, shut up. I want to hear Rob. So Rob, I want to know, how is it that you listed so many dang for sale by owners, man? I mean, what did you say? How did you say it?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to go through this. First of all, how many of you, every for sale by owner within a 25-mile radius knows your name? Raise your hand if you can raise your hand somewhere. I mean, or say yes or whatever. How many of you that every for sale owner within a 25-mile radius knows your name? See, I want you to think about that. How do they know to call you then? How do they know to talk to you? We have to take a 25-mile radius if you can, and you got to say, okay, every for sale by owner is going to know my name within that 25-mile radius. Now, if you can think about that, do that. Now, I'm going to give you a script, of what I did. This is what I did. Now, there are other scripts that we are able to give you that are a little bit different. Certainly Diana and Sean had a different script. I had a different script, but here's how I did mine that actually got me 4 to 5 for sale by owners every single month. So ring, ring. Hi, how you doing? This is Rob Daniel and with ABC Realty. I saw your house on the market and you're selling yourself, and I'm just giving you a call. I'm just giving you a call to ask you one question. If I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? That's all I ever said. If I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? Now, I got to tell you, 99%, 99 out of 100 will know what a one-time showing is. Okay, they will know that. You'll find that one that will say, well, what do you mean a one-time showing? Well, will you pay my commission? In other words, will you pay that my side of the commission if I brought you a buyer and you wrote a contract on it? So, would you entertain a one-time showing? Most of them are going to say absolutely yes. Now, I was not one. Expired is a whole different ball game, what I'm about to say. I went for the throat. I mean, I go after it right on the phone with an expired, because if you don't get that appointment right then, you're out. Well, on a for sale by owner, I was a little bit different. I decided to go after previews. I knew I could get 5 to 10 previews. If I could get a for sale by owner on that phone, I could get a preview. Okay. And so again, ring, ring. Hi, this is Rob Daniel. I saw your house on the market. I was just giving you a call to ask you one question. If I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? Well, yes. Now, again, right there, you'll get some people that will say, well, do you have a buyer? Can't you hear them saying that right now? Oh, I apologize. Sean, you didn't hear me correctly. I said, if I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? And usually, again, the answer is yes. So sometimes you got to reiterate that. Well, I could appreciate that, Sean, that you will entertain a one-time showing. I don't know anything about your house. Look, you could send me to Zillow. You could send me a flyer, but it just doesn't do it justice. I would like to just stop by just for 10 to 15 minutes, take a look at your property through your eyes. Everybody hear that? Through your eyes, so that I can see every nook and cranny. By the way, they love you to see it through their eyes. Okay. I want to see it through your eyes, and that will take, so you can show me every nook and cranny. Don't ask them right then, would that be okay? Can I come over? Most of you do that. Okay, no, just go automatically and say, is Monday good or is Wednesday better? Is Monday good or is Wednesday better for me to just stop by for that 15 minutes? Most of them will say, well, Wednesday. Is that 5 or 7? 5. Okay, I'll see you then. Get off the phone. Let me help you one more time. Get off the phone. All of you high eyes on here that want to talk some more, get off the phone. You got the appointment. That was the deal. Okay? Now I'll take you inside of the house. Okay? What do you say whenever you get there? So let me do it one more time, what I said to get there. Hi, how you doing? My name is Rob Daniel. I saw your house on the market. I was just giving you a call to ask you one question. If I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? Yes. Well, gosh, I don't know anything about your house. You could send me to Zillow. You could send me a flyer. You could send me all that you want to, but it just doesn't do it justice. I would love to stop by for about 10 to 15 minutes and see your house through your eyes, so that when I do have a buyer, you're the first one that comes into my mind. So is Monday good or is Wednesday better for me to stop by and take a look at your house? Great. I'll see you at 5. You can see I know my script. You can see that's what I did all the time. Now, let me tell you what I did in the house. Here's what I did. I just kind of set it up for, and just remember, don't be one of those realtors. Don't be one of those realtors that we all talk about where you bait and switch. Okay. You said you're coming for a preview. Go for the preview. You're not going after the listing unless they bring it up. Okay, unless they bring it up. Now, let me show you what you do whenever you walk in. First of all, you need a pad and you need your pen. Now, you're going to get ready to write a script down, so get ready for this. First of all, you do not go to the kitchen. Do not go to the kitchen. That's where you're going to end up. So don't go there first. Take them, have them take you to the bedrooms. All right. Have you take them to carry a pen, carry a pen, carry your pad. Okay. Now, what do you say? Let me give you the script whenever you go into a bedroom, no matter what it looks like, no matter what color it is, no matter what anything. Are you ready for this? Get ready to write it down because it's a little complicated. In fact, I think it's the absolute best script ever. Sorry, Sean. This script beats everybody. Okay? Everyone. Are you ready? Write it down. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. In fact, we might want to role play this. Ooh, ah. Look, that's what you're going to do throughout the whole house. You don't want to talk about what's bad about the house at that time. Ooh, look at that, beautiful pink bedroom. Oh, man, yeah, this is wonderful. Oh, look at that blue bathtub you have. Man, that's back in there. Yeah, that kind of thing. You just ooh and ah. Man, look at all those posters and black lights in here. You must have a great teenager going there. Oh, no, that's my room. Oh, okay. But anyway, you just ooh and ah. One question you might want to ask them whenever you're oohing and ahhing and going through the house. When you, and make sure you use the word when you sell your house yourself, where are you moving to next? That's the motivation question. You see, now you know if they say this, let me just say that if they go like, if I sell it, I sell it. If I don't, I don't care. Well, that motivation is like 2. Okay. But man, it's so, but if they say, dang, man, I need to be in Texas, I'm going to Dallas, and I need to be there by, by the summertime. Well, now you know that something is going on. So that's the question you can ask them as you're going through there and building that rapport. Now you get to the kitchen. Okay. Now you get to the kitchen. Do not, please write it down. Do not sit down. Sitting down says I'm here to get your listing. Standing up says I'm still previewing your property. Okay. Okay. So you're standing up and here's what you say to them. Mr. and Ms. For Sale by Owner, I just want to thank you for letting me see your house today. I would like to say this to you. The National Association of Realtors, don't say NAR, the National Association of Realtors has a statistic that 78% of all for sale by owners end up going with a real estate agent. Now, don't freak out. I hope you're one of the, the other percentage there, and I hope I'm the one that sells it. But just in case, here's what usually happens. Now, I'm about to give you you're going to tell them what they're going to do. In other words, here's what's going to happen. You're going to be sitting at the dining room table, you and your spouse or significant other or whoever, and you're going to be sitting at the dinner table and you're going to look at each other and you're going to say, I'm very dramatic sometimes. So here's my dramatic. And I did do this. Oh my gosh, I am so tired of having open houses and nobody comes. I'm so tired of somebody writing a contract and it falls apart. Who can we call? Who can we call to just come over and talk to us about listing our house? See, that's what's going to happen. By the way, that is what happens most of the time. So you're just telling them. In other words, in the language of sales, it's called future pacing. Okay. It's called future pacing. And all you're doing is telling them what they're going to do. Now, what's going to happen right then after you say, oh my gosh, who can we call? Here's what you're going to do. You're going to look right over there. Now, where is right over there? Well, let me help you so no, everybody doesn't come off mute and tell me. There's the refrigerator. Okay. It's the refrigerator. You're going to be looking right over at the refrigerator. That's where they put the cards. That's where they put everybody's cards. They usually have a magnet over there, somewhere over there. But here's the thing. Now you pull out your card, you walk over there and you take, for example, Curtis has his card up there. And you say, oh, well, hey, don't worry about Curtis. I'll call him later and tell him I took his card off. And then you use his magnet. All right. And so again, so you take that, you put your card up there, and then you come back and you look at them. And here's the key. Here's the key. You're not going to list their house right now unless they say, hey, could you talk to me about listing my house? Always have your listing presentation ready. Always have it ready. You're not going to use it right now, but have it ready. And so here's what happens. You look at them and you say this, Mr. and Mrs. For Sub owner, I want to let you know, I appreciate you letting me take a look at your house. I've got my card over there on the refrigerator. Don't freak out about what I'm going to say. Now, you might find a better word. I did use freak out. Don't freak out about what I'm going to say. I would like to call you every single week. Don't freak out yet. No, don't freak out. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to say. I'm going to ask 3 questions. Number 1, I'm going to ask you, have you had the good fortune of selling your property yet? See, I need to know that so I can take you out of my computer. Okay. Number 2, have you thought about going with me yet? And number 3, do you still have my number? If it's no, do you still have my number? And that you'll call me if you need me. So if it's no, yes, then I'll just get off the phone right then. We won't have any more discussion and I'll call you the following week. Here's the nice part. Let's see, who can I pick on? I see you guys are writing real fast here. I see Linda Leesman. I see you. So I'm just going to say, Linda, let me just say this to you, Linda. You don't have to answer the phone. You don't even have to answer the phone. If you see my name or you see a caller ID and you say, oh, heck no, man, I don't want to talk to Rob. Don't talk to Rob. But let me let you know this, Linda. Whenever you go to your voicemail, you're going to hear my voice and you're going to hear those 3 questions. That's what you tell them. And I got to tell you, 70% won't answer their phone. But guess what? They're going to hear the 3 questions. Have you thought, have you had the good fortune of selling your property yet? If you're talking on their voice text or voicemail, hey, have you had the good fortune of selling your property yet? Let me know because I need to get you out of the computer if you've already got a contract. If not, have you thought about going with me? If not, do you still have my number? Keep me in mind. Have a good day. That's what you're going to hear on your voicemail. And then you leave. Now, guys, let me say this to you. I know my numbers. Here's the statistic. Listen carefully. For however many you are following up with every week, 10 to 15% will list with you every month. Do you hear me? For however many you are following up with every week, 10 to 15% will list with you every month. So I had to get to 40 and 50 really quick. So the first 60 days I came into business, I'm sorry. The first 60 days, I went on 40 previews. 40 previews, just so I could call them. Just so I could call them and find out what those numbers are. So if you could take the next 60 days and say, okay, within a 25-mile radius, every for sale by owner is going to know my name. They're going to know my name. Now, and then you leave and then you start making every week. Now, let me just say this to you. Every week I gave them a call. Every week you've got to follow up. If you lead generate for sub owners, you will make money. But if you lead follow up, if you get those 30, 40 you're calling every week, lead follow up, then I can promise you right now, that's the big money. Okay, that's the big money. Lead follow up is the big money. And they will list with you. So let me kind of wrap this up in the next 2 or 3 minutes of for sale by owners. Number 1, I know what you're going to say. Well, I don't have the numbers. I don't have this. I don't have that. Well, Curtis from RedX is going to help you with that in just a couple of minutes while I grab some water here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing you can do that I've got people that I'm coaching and I've got them doing this and it works. Get your database to help you. Get your database. All those people, do you know that 80% of most for sale owners don't advertise everywhere except put a little sign out in their front yard? Get your database to do a contest. I had somebody do this last month. Gave away a 65-inch TV. 65-inch TV in January. He told his database, said, if you will take a picture of a for sale by owner sign and the number, send it to me. I'll put you in a drawing for a 65-inch TV. Everybody loves TVs. And by the way, 65-inch TV doesn't cost much anymore. Okay. Like $300 or $400. And so, but they love it. They love it. And let me tell you, he got 15 for sale by owner numbers. 15 from his database helping him out. It's like hitting two birds with one stone, right? You get to call up your database and have fun with them, and you get for sale by owners. And the last thing I'll say, if you're still scared to call them and if you're still nervous to call them, I've created one technique that is an absolute surefire to at least they will have your name. Here's what you do. If you have it, you put a whole bunch of stuff in an envelope, 8.5 by 8.5 by 11 envelope, and you're going to go deliver it to them. Okay. Now, what you do is attach a note on there, and you say, "Hey, listen, I saw you listed your house, and you have your house on the market. Hey, call me. Put my card on your refrigerator." So you don't have to go knocking on the doors or anything like that. So here's what you do, because we all know that the brakes don't work in front of a for sale by owner, because you're afraid to go up there and door knock them. Oh, the brakes work before, the brake works after, but it never works right in front of them. Stop. Leave the car running. Leave the car running. That's your safety blanket. Grab the folder, the 8.5 by 11 thing. Run up to the door. Throw it on the front porch and run back to your car and get in it and take off. It's called the run, drop, run technique. I created that. I invented that. Okay. Run, drop, run technique. Hey, they at least have your name and number. I told one person I was coaching. You ready for this? I had them throw Frisbees out. Now, I know that's out of the box thinking. Come on, think out of the box. They had they roll down your window, your passenger window, put your card underneath a Frisbee. And when you see a for sale owner, grab it out of the back, shoot that sucker right through your window. It lands in the yard. Man, you become the Frisbee realtor now. Don't get me wrong. And I got to tell you, I was teaching in Bowl one time, and a guy brought in a whole case of Frisbees that he had ready to go. And he went out there and did it. Got a couple of listings. I haven't kept up with him to see how he's doing, but he did get a couple of listings during the time that I was with him for 7 weeks. So that's the for sale by owners. And Sean, are you on here?
I am. Yes, I had to restart my machine. Rob, I had a little challenge, so I knew you could handle it, and you carried the group perfectly. Way to go, man. So I do want to shift gears real quick. In fact, here's the format for the rest of our time together, you guys. I want to give Curtis an opportunity to just talk to you real quick about the first step of any marketing, any sales endeavor, which is list building. And by the way, RedX has brought an offer to you guys that I think you can't pass up, quite honestly. So Curtis, you still with us, buddy?
Yeah, thanks for
hey, there he is.
The information, Rob and Sean. Excited to be here. And FSBOs is Rob, we work with a lot of people who work FSBOs. The brilliance in your script is that people forget that they want to try it on their own. And your script allows them to have the freedom, but also plants the seed, because they're inevitably going to get frustrated. In fact, if you Google the stat that Rob talked about on NAR, and you Google it, it's the NAR FSBO Field Guide Statistics is what they call it. They'll give you the top 10 reasons why FSBOs get frustrated and end up wanting to go with an agent anyway. And so you can use those in those scripts, like, during the dramatic part of that script, which I loved, Rob. But they want to try it on their own. That gives them the freedom to do so. But here's the statistic that we know from the last 12 months, is that from the time a for sale by owner lists their home, that 40% of them will have their home on the MLS in 44 days. So they don't try very long to sell. They want to try it on their own, but they don't wait very long before they're frustrated. The average right now for 2024 is 44 days before a FSBO is going to try to list their home on the market. So, so you want to make sure that as soon as there's a for sale by owner, that your sphere of influence is taking a picture for that TV, or you're logging into a platform that compiles all of the for sale by owners in the entire country and gives it to you in the platform so that you know when they come up, so that within the first 24 hours, you can be reaching them and contacting them with the script that Rob just gave you, which is just one of the many, many things that we do. Because like Sean said, if you want to start to market, you got to have the target audience. It's the first key to building a business. Who is your audience and what do you have to offer them? So
No doubt. Hey, real quick, Curtis, once you tell them how to get access to the data, and I want to hear some things about what you guys are doing with social media as well. What we're going to do, gang, is we're going to circle back to Rob Daniel, and he's going to share with you some strategy for expired listings. And this is going to be huge. Okay. So Curtis, back to you, buddy. I just wanted to give you guys the heads up. We're coming back to expired.
Okay. Yep. So we have an offer. I'm going to put the link right in the chat that you can click there and you can get some information. But for people who don't know about RedX, we've been around for 23 years helping agents get listings. So we've always been on the data side, but as things have changed, there's phone, there's a lot of other mediums. So I actually wrote down, because Sean started by saying, you can control these three things: what you say, how you say it, how many people you say it to. I would add a fourth one. And how many platforms are you saying it on? Because people consume information in so many different ways, right? That you need to making sure you're saying these things to people in multiple ways. And so this isn't complicated. I don't want people think I already have so much to learn. So this is as simply as I could say it. You already do everything. You already do all the marketing necessary to win for sale by owners, expires, pre-foreclosures, any of these lists that have high list rates. It's the same activities you're doing with your sphere of influence. So you stop by your sphere of influence. Maybe you give them a phone call. Maybe you send them some mail. And you certainly should be doing social media, because the people in your sphere of influence are connected to you and they're going to see that. RedX, and you use a CRM to do that for your sphere of influence. RedX is the CRM for the people who don't know you yet. And so we have in the platform all of those same mechanisms for you to be able to call them, to be able to send postcards to them, to be able to connect all of the data to social media so that you can create content and target those very specific people with content that's specific to them. And we have that mechanism all built into the platform. And so I'm going to put the link where you can click there and that you can go. But the reason why we've partnered up here to do webinars like these is it's like a gym membership. I have the equipment in the gym. I have all of the access. Rob and Sean are the trainers that are going to tell you and give you the skills so that you can turn that into listings. And that's what makes a powerful combination. So I'm gonna put that in there, the link for you. Sean, did you want me to go into more detail on the social media side of that?
Actually, Curtis, we may do a separate webinar on that in and of itself, because there's so much to talk about, no doubt. Unless you feel that you've covered it, let's do this. Let's open it to the group. Any questions that you might have for Curtis on the data collection side and how you can communicate with that data once you get it. Because let's be honest, it's kind of frustrating to pay for the data and you get this list of, let's call it 1,000 numbers and names and property addresses, and 870 of them are on the DNC. It's a little bit challenging. So Curtis recognized that. Curtis, I want you to talk a little bit about the whole system you guys have there, because not only are you helping them connect on social channels, you've got direct mail, you've got all kinds of different things that they can do to earn the business of these expireds and for sale by owners.
Yep. And for sale by owners is unique. These are people are putting out there wanting people to call them. And so there's, I'm not an attorney, so I don't want to interpret some of those do not call laws. You let your attorney or your broker decide that. There's a lot of people on the do not call. It's not as many as people think. So there's about 249 million people on the do not call registry. I have about 829 million phone numbers in my database. So there's still a lot of people who are not on the do not call that still you can call, and you're not in violation of anything. You can't use certain technology. You can't be using AI voice and some of those things, but all of the technology we have inside of our app allows you to be able to call compliantly, very effectively. But yeah, we recognize that you gotta have more than one medium. And so the postcards are really, we have two things. You can upload your own postcard and you can design that, or we have templates that go out. Every postcard has a QR code that has a very valuable piece of information that is branded to you as the agent. So when they scan that QR code, you'll know. It'll say, hey, Rob just at this 123 Street just scanned your QR code, which lets you know that it's time to follow up and go get that. The social media is really about creating these custom audiences. It connects with Meta, so with both Instagram and Facebook, which is the vast majority of the buying demographic on there. We have a lot of templates that I tell people don't use on social media because the most powerful thing for you to use is your own face on social media. So you can grab your phone, you can make a 30-second video as if you were just talking to FSBOs or expired listings or 1,000 properties around an open house you're going to do, whatever the targeted message is. And then you can have that ad that content targeted right to the people that you have inside. And you can do all of that from our platform. The only time you have to go into Facebook is when you give Facebook your billing information, because we don't charge any extra money on the ad spend. You spend what you're going to spend with Facebook, and we don't touch that. So otherwise, you can do everything else right from within our platform.
Love that, Curtis. That is so good, you guys. I want you to investigate what Curtis and his team have going on over at RedX, no doubt. In fact, Curtis, you were gonna at the end, you're gonna give them a little promotion. Is that right?
That's right. I'm gonna put that link in there right now,
Okay.
and then I'll put it in so it doesn't get lost. We can continue to talk about that at the end. Beautiful.
Thank you, Curtis. I appreciate you doing that. Rob, we're going to come back over to you, my friend. We're going to talk a little bit more about expired listings. Before we do that, though, would it be okay with you guys if I gave you just a quick 15-second commercial, just real fast? Would it be okay? Trust me, you're going to love it.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. It's 15 seconds. Here's what I want you to do. Grab your cell phone. Just do it real fast. Grab your cell phone. I want you to open up your camera. And I want you to scan this QR code. Just scan it. What you're going to see there is an opportunity to align with Rob Daniel, the Rob Daniel, for 4 hours a month live. 4 hours a month live. And you're going to get all kinds of other things. I told you 15 seconds, so I'm done. Scan the QR code. You can read all about it. We'll talk about it at the end of today's session. Yet just make sure that you have that pulled up. Rob, back over to you, bud.
Yeah, this is the script at the very beginning, because we're, I want to make sure I'm looking at the time also. This is the script. I listed 9 expireds a month coming out of the gate whenever I came in, and just did it for 8 years straight. And expireds were just, I loved them. I loved expireds because they wanted to sell their house. They were willing to pay a commission. They had already been with another real estate agent. Here's what I knew. I had to handle whatever objections they were going to give me. That was the biggest deal. And that is all there is about really expireds in some degree, is handling the objections they're about to throw at you. So I'll give that to you, how I did this right at the very beginning in my beginning script. But here's what I wanted to say to everybody. The one thing that and it's hard to get it in people's head. You have one job and one job only with expireds when you get them on the phone or go door knock them or whatever you do, or whenever you talk. Get the appointment and then run. Don't talk another thing. They're going to try to trap you and bring you back into a conversation about either the other realtor, what they did or did not do, or about their house. Get the appointment. That's the script I'm going to give you. Hi, how you doing? My name is Rob Daniel. I saw your house come off the market, and you got to talk fast, by the way, because they're ready to hang up on you. If you even breathe, if you even stop breathing for a moment, they're going to hang up on you. So get to your question very quickly. Hi, how you doing? And I kind of said this. Hi, how you doing? My name is Rob Daniel. I know. I'm probably your 100th real estate agent call. Is that right? And I was like, yeah. Well, listen, I'm just giving you a call. I saw that your house came off the market, and I was calling today to see if you have any intentions of going with another real estate agent. That's all I'm asking. Do you have any intentions of going with another real estate agent? Now, they can give you a bunch of answers. Oh, heck no, I hate all you real estate agents. Here's what you say. I can appreciate that. I'm going for sale by owner. I can appreciate that. I'm never going, I'm taking it off the market completely. I can appreciate that. Now, by the way, every one of these objections I'm giving you, we have the answers and the handling objection techniques that we are able to give you. Okay, we're able to give you that. So I'm just going through this, what you should do at the very beginning. Don't answer every one of them. Just say, I can appreciate that. I'm going to do this. I'm staying with my real estate agent. Don't you want to say, really? I mean, if they're staying with their real estate agent and they've been there for 6 months, don't you want to say, geez, you not know what Einstein's saying, doing the same thing over? No, but you don't want to say that. I can appreciate that. But let me ask you this question. If you had sold with that other real estate agent, see how my voice calmed down? If you had sold it with that other real estate agent, where are you moving to next? Now, let me help you with this. Well, I'm moving to California. Ooh, this is how you do it. Ooh, what a wonderful place. I'm moving to Florida. Ooh, what a wonderful place. I'm moving to Arkansas. Ooh, what a wonderful place. I'm moving to Fargo, North Dakota. Ooh, what a wonderful cold place. I mean, no matter where they're going, it's, woo, what a wonderful place. And then you start talking to them about where they're going. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to put them, and what I did is I brought them into me and I put them in there, write this down, their happy place. Their happy place is where they're going, not where they are. So once I find out where they're going, Florida, let's just say, ooh, what a wonderful place. Is that the east side or the west side? Oh, I'm going to the west side. I'm heading over that way to, Fort Myers and Marco Island and that. Oh, man, what a wonderful place. Are you a fisherman? Are you going there for business? Are you going there for personal? All of a sudden, I'm going to start talking about that. I don't care if they're going to Texas, Arkansas, wherever they're going, North Dakota. I'm going to start talking why, till I can bring their defense down. Their defense will start coming down. When you start hearing them smile, you've got to be the one to bring them in. And for whatever reason, I was able to do a very good job at that. On the phone or in person, I was able to bring them out of their house because they want to talk about the house and the realtor and bring them where they're going and then just talk about that. Don't let them sucker you right back over to their house. Don't let them sucker to you about the price. Don't let them sucker to you about the realtor. Stay in their happy place. And when you feel that their defense is down and you've asked enough questions of where they're going and they're laughing, you can feel them smiling. Yeah, I want to get with my grandkids down there in Florida, man. They're down there and I can't wait to go down there. I wish I was already there. Man, you can hear it in their voice. Damn. Get the appointment. Listen, why don't I do this for you, Curtis? I hear it in your voice, man, that you really want to get there, see those grandkids or see those kids, whatever you want to do there. I know you want to get there. Why don't I do this for you? Why don't I stop by? You don't have to list with me. Why don't I stop by, take a look at your house with all the decision makers there? Did you hear what I just said? With all the decision makers there, and let me look at it through the buyer's eye to see why your house didn't sell. And I'll give you my professional opinion. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I was going over there to take the listing. Yes, I was going to give them my professional opinion of why it didn't sell. And can we all agree that most of the time, the reason it didn't sell is overpriced, right? Now, here's my philosophy. I want everybody to hear this. If some people say condition, I don't believe that. Condition is still price. There is a price that they'll buy that condition. Okay. Some people will say location. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a price that somebody will buy the interstate in the backyard. Okay. There is a price. So it is still price. Okay. But again, I'm going over there and I'm going to give you, let me say this one thing, Sean. I see you're getting ready you're leaning in, baby. And you're off mute and you're leaning in. So I know that my time he's saying, let me give you one great thing that I did that got me stirred up a conversation when I walked in with my listing presentation. I carried, this was great for me. I hope it's great for you. I carried a sold sign I got these Coreplex red and white sold sign that you put on the sign, you know, the rider that you put on the sign. And I had it under my arm along with my listing presentation when I went into the listing presentation for the expired. And I laid it on the table. That's the first thing I did, is I would lay it on the table. And before I could ever get my listing presentation going or anything, they looked at it, they would look at it, and 99% would say, "What is that?" "Oh, I'm sorry. That's a sold sign." "Well, what is that for?" "Oh, I apologize. I didn't come over here just to list your house. I came over here to get it sold. And that's why I have this sold sign here. So I'd like for you, when you list your house with me tonight," now again, that's a close. "When you list your house with me tonight, I'm going to ask you to put this a rider in your closet. And then when I get a ratified contract, I'll give you a call and ask you to go put it on your sign." So that's what that is for. Guys, that no other realtor was doing that. And one last thing, Sean, that I did, and there's a lot of other things. I have a 3 kind of Google sheet system that I can show you also, and how you work that. But I want to say this, my value proposition: I lead generate Mr. and Mrs. Expired from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Well, it was Monday through Friday at the very beginning. Then I stopped working Fridays, but Monday through Friday. And if you don't, and I'm looking for buyers for your house during that time. And here's what I'm going to say to you. I want you to give me a call between 10 and 2 any day. And if I answer the phone, you fire me right then on the spot. And if any other realtor has told you that, then you kick me out of your house right now and you go hire them. But if there's no other realtor that has said that to you, then I think you should hire me tonight. Another close. I knew there was no other realtor that was going to say that, because there was no other realtor that was going to lead generate like that. And nobody was going to tell them to call them and take that chance that they were going to answer the phone. See, that's the problem with, Sean said, I'll tell you like it is, okay? That's the problem with us realtors, is that we will violate our lead generation time. If you violate it once, you'll violate it again and again and again and again till poof, it's gone. I never would violate it. I can't remember one time. I'm sure I did because I was sick or something, but I would never violate my lead generation time. And that's how I sold so many houses.
Well,
Sean?
Rob, that is the priority for each and every one of you. Once you're done with your lead generation, your lead follow-up, you've made a minimum of 10 live conversations per day. Quite frankly, I don't give a heck. I don't care what you do. Seriously, go take your family to the movies. Go sit on the couch, binge watch Netflix. Here's the point. When you make a minimum of 10 live conversations happen in the day, and by the way, those are AM tasks in my opinion. Rob was 10 to 2. I say do it when your willpower is as high as it can be. Get it done before noon. And then at 12 o'clock, become a distraction to anyone and everyone else. Now, guys, if you have not pulled up Curtis's link yet, I'm just going to encourage you to do that. I mean, it's everything from GeoLead Plus. I mean, this is neighborhood data. If you take a listing and you can get the phone numbers of every single person in that neighborhood, know their property address, you can do all kinds of things with that data, guys. You can do ringless voicemail drops. Of course, Curtis and his team, they scrub that list for you. You can eradicate those that are on the DNC. Yet ringless voicemail, personal phone call, anything like that. They give you pre-foreclosure data, notice of default. Yet I want to go back to expireds just for a moment. Okay, do you realize there's really only 5 common objections that expired is going to give you? Just 5. And there are 4 steps to handling an objection. The first is to acknowledge the objection. Acknowledge the objection. And we decided to take it off the market. Oh, I totally understand where you're coming from. Second is to isolate the objection. Other than just making a decision to take it off the market, is there any other reason you wouldn't set an appointment to talk with me about getting it sold? No, John, that's the only reason. See, the reason we want to isolate is if we don't, well, what's on the heels of the previous objection? That's right, another objection. So you isolate, they say, nope, that's the only reason. Well, let me just quickly ask, now you can handle it. That's step 3, handle the objection. Let me quickly ask, if I were to bring you a cash offer that could close in a time frame that you'd like, would you consider the cash offer? Well, I suppose we would. So there is some desire to sell. Is that true? Well, I suppose there is still some desire. Then you get to the emotional side of the equation, as Rob taught you just now how to do that. Let's get to the why. See, logic makes them think, yet emotion makes them act. So get to the emotional side of the equation. If you were to sell your house, where were you planning on moving? What would that do for you? What would that do for your family? Don't you believe your family deserves that? See, I know that your home is expired. It was withdrawn from the multiple listing service. See, sometimes even the best homes don't sell the first time around. It just takes a unique and different approach like I use to get homes sold quickly for top dollar. By the way, are you familiar with what I do to get homes sold? Well, that's exactly why we need to set an appointment for me to meet with you. Tell me what works best for you. Is it mornings or afternoons? So 5 common objections. Guys, if you can master the 5 objection handlers, which we teach you here at Icon Coaching through various different programs, getting expired is one of the easier things you'll ever do in your real estate career. And Rob's claim is that when you engage with us, you're going to take 1 to 2 expireds every month, 1 to 2 for sale by owners every month, as that's going to change your world. It's going to change your lifestyle. It's going to provide for you and your family, your loved ones at a very high level. So I say throw caution to the wind. Take advantage of what Rob has to offer here. He's going to meet with you for 4 hours a week, live and in person on a Zoom meeting. Yet 2 of those sessions are going to be actual call times, where the first 15 minutes, you're going to talk through scripting, dialogues, objection handlers. Then you're going to leave your camera on, you're going to mute your microphone, and you're going to make calls with everybody else. And since everybody else is doing it, guess what? You're going to do it too. And you're going to comment in the chat every time you set an appointment or get a referral. And then the other 2 calls are really just diving into the psychology of the sale, your psychology as well as your candidate's psychology of setting appointments and scripting, dialogues, objection handlers, all of that inclusive. Now, we do have 2 minutes left. And I do want to put this QR code back up on the screen for those of you who really didn't take advantage of that yet, which I would encourage you to. I'm going to put that up, and I want to talk you through the psychology of working for sale by owners just very quickly. In fact, I want you to all to draw out a box, just a square box, and then I want you to draw a horizontal line right through the center and a vertical line right through the center, creating 4 quadrants of your box, okay? The upper left-hand box, I want you to write in 2 words, that's positive present. Positive present. In the upper right-hand quadrant, I want you to write in 2 words, positive future. Now, what I'm referencing here is the mindset of a for sale by owner, okay? They're in a positive present mindset. They believe that their current actions are going to yield the results that they want, which is selling their house without a commission. Now, the mistake a lot of realtors make is they say to the for sale by, well, I understand that you're trying to sell it yourself without paying a commission, yet when you list with me, well, then I'm going to get you more money. I'm going to do it faster. See, that's positive present to positive future. And gang, it does not work that way. It does not work that way. Rather, we've got to pull them to the lower left quadrant, which is negative present. So we've got to open their mind to the doubt that exists out there. Meaning, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're not going to get the positive future that you seek. Then once we get them to negative present, it's about negative future, getting them to experience those gut-wrenching feelings of not being successful selling it themselves or selling it, putting less cash in their pocket. And once we get them to a negative future mindset, then it's all about the positive future, which is working with you, Now we're going to do that with 4 simple scripts. You use Rob's script, set the appointment. You're inside the house. Ooh, ah. When you feel that you're in rapport, 4 scripts. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, tell me, what is the single greatest advantage of you selling your house all on your own rather than listing with a professional realtor like myself? Of course, it's to save the commission. Let me quickly ask you, what is the single greatest advantage for a buyer to buy a for sale by owner rather than work with a real estate agent? Is it possibly to save the same commission that you hope to save? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, let me tell you about the 4 different types of buyers. I think this will be beneficial. There's first-time buyers, there's motivated buyers, there's investors, and then there's what I call looky-loos. Okay, first-time buyers. They're anxious, they're timid, they don't want to make a mistake. Do you think they're going to go out all on their own, set their own appointments, negotiate their own deals, driving through neighborhoods, or do you think they might go to a professional realtor, somebody who's done it over 4,000 times in his or her career, and probably a professional realtor? Would you agree? Let's talk about the motivated buyer. Their home just went under contract. Man, they got 2 days to find a replacement or they could lose the deal. Maybe they're a relocation buyer and they're only in for the weekend. Again, do you think they're going to go out one at a time, looking at properties on their own on Zillow or FSBO.com or whatever the case is? Or do you think they're going to go to a professional realtor, somebody who could show them 30 homes a day if necessary till they find the right one? I mean, probably a realtor. Would you agree? Now, investors. Now, I've attended real estate investment seminars where the trainer actually taught us how to prey upon for sale, or taught investors how to prey upon for sale by owners. Then there's the looky-loo. The bottom line is this: HGTV is just not good enough for these guys. They love looking at real estate with no intention to buy. They'll say things like, well, I'll sleep on it. I'll call you tomorrow. Or let me talk with my lender. I'll get back to you. You never hear from them. So out of these 4 different types of buyers, there's only one that buy for sale by owners. And yes, investors are great, yet they want to buy your home for 10 cents on the dollar. They'll say things like, what if I could close by the end of the month? Will you reduce your price? What if I paid all cash? How low would you go? And again, they're great. Look at it like this. Let's say you go into a jewelry store. You want to buy a brand new watch. You see it there in the glass case. It's brand new, never been worn. Never been worn. Of course, you're going to pay retail value for it. Take the same watch, never put it on, put it in a garage sale. You're going to receive far less than the jewelry store. See, anytime we buy direct from an owner, we expect a better price, which is why National Association of Realtors states that for sale by owners receive far less than those that list with an agent. By the way, are you familiar with what I do to get homes sold quickly for top dollar? Luckily, I'm here. End the showing or the tour in the kitchen. Lucky you're there. And you've just converted a pop buy into a listing presentation by giving a problem presentation. All right, gang. Maybe some of you want some help. Maybe some of you don't. Either way is okay. I do want to tell you about a brand new program that we just rolled out called Results Driven Coaching, where you don't pay for coaching unless you produce. We believe so firmly in what we get to do with you here at Icon Coaching, we're willing to bet on it. We're willing to bet on you. Of course, you get to qualify. We're going to take you through a series of vetting to make sure that you're a viable candidate, that you're going to do what we're going to say to do, to double, triple, quadruple your production. Yet again, if you don't produce, you don't pay for coaching. It is a capped model, So once you pay Icon Coaching, then we're going to coach you for free for the rest of the year. Okay. Guaranteed. So if you're interested, just go to iconcoaching.com, guys. Schedule a free coaching session with me. In fact, the first 5 of you who sign up for Rob's program on Expireds and for sale by owners, I'm just going to give you 30 minutes of my time. I want to learn about you. I want to share with you a couple of strategies and techniques, tactics that you can implement and deploy like right now in your business to increase your production and your net income, your net worth. That's what we do here at Icon Coaching, guys. Thank you for engaging with us. Curtis, cannot thank you and your team enough. What a great offer you guys have put together. What a great program. It's all you guys need for list building. Curtis is your answer. I'm telling you, RedX all the way. Rob Daniel, you're a master of your craft, my friend. And I am so grateful to have you on our team. I'm so grateful that you put this program together to bring to the masses because, man, it breaks my heart when agents are forced out of this industry because they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to say it. And that's what we want to do is we want to guide your steps, gang. We're going to help you increase that revenue, provide for yourself and your loved ones at a very, very high level for years and years to come. As we do this all the time, keep an eye out for our next webinars. We're going to send out the replay link to each and every one of you. We're going to send out some scripts, dialogues, objection handlers as well. Yet plug into what we're doing. I encourage you to. Thanks for your time. Until we do this again next time, just be on purpose, be productive, be powerful. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.